Hello, chào mừng mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của The IELTS Workshop. Mình là Công, Minh, một giáo viên đến từ thiệu. Và hôm nay thì mình sẽ mang đến cho các bạn chuyên mục Exam Room, nơi mà mình sẽ chia sẻ cho mọi người trải nghiệm đi thi IELTS Speaking như thế nào. Và chủ đề của chúng ta hôm nay chính là Activities. Band điểm mình hướng tới đó chính là 7.0. Let's go! Right, welcome to the IELTS Speaking Test. Can you please tell me your full name? Hi, my name is Phạm Công Minh, but you can call me Minh. Right, so let's begin with part 1. Do you like to try new activities? Oh, I certainly do. You know, even though I'm not someone who is really comfortable with stepping out of my comfort zone, I believe that taking up new pastime and pursuits once in a while would definitely spice up my life a little. And at the same time, I think it could bring me a sense of fulfillment. Would you like to try new activities alone or in groups? Well, I think I'm better off experiencing things firsthand by myself, simply because, you know, I feel really embarrassed having others around as I struggle to do something. And of course, when you initially pick up a new habit, you're definitely going to struggle with it a lot. So yeah, I would love to just, you know, do things firstly by myself. Okay, so that's the end of part 1. Now we're going to move on to part 2. And in this part, you'll have to describe an indoor game that you enjoyed playing. So you'll have 1 minute to prepare for this topic. And the pen and paper is on the table over there. And your 1 minute starts now. Okay, so before we begin, I must admit that I'm not really an avid fan of board games in general, and you know, so it's pretty difficult for me to just choose one to talk about. But today I would love to talk about Monopoly, one of the few games that I really enjoy, and I think that it's the epitome of board games. So, you know, in short, this game requires at least 2 to 8 people, and it would, you know, who would also act as investors. And these so-called investors would try to become the last one standing in the game, and, you know, becoming the monopoly, as the name suggests. And this is done by, you know, like each individual, like throwing the dice around and starting to collect real estates. And as someone lands on a particular spot and real estate that was bought by another player, that player had to pay the amount shown on the card. And this would continue on and on until all the players go bankrupt, except for the last one standing. You know, at first glance, it might seem a little bit troublesome for, you know, players to grasp the rules of the game, but after like once or twice playing it, I bet most people would get hooked and start to play it more often. And, you know, like, I mean, it's not just entertaining, but the game is also highly educational. I mean, you know, my calculating ability has greatly improved ever since I started playing it. And, you know, because of all of the complicating features and rules and numbers involved. And besides, it's a great way to actually practice your strategic skills. And of course, because it's a board game, so the element of luck has got to be one of the factors influencing your experience in the game. But if you take careful preparations and planning, of course, one can definitely ace this Monopoly board game. And, you know, okay, so your 2 minutes is up. You can stop. So we just talked about an indoor games that you enjoyed playing. Now I would like to ask you a few more questions about activities and games. So what type of leisure activities are popular in your country? Well, you know, first of all, the possibility of pastime in Vietnam is endless. I mean, a person could participate in physical activities like playing sports or simply doing light exercises at the park in the morning. Or, you know, there's always the option of going shopping or going to the cinema. But I think that the prominent leisure activity in Vietnam in general is probably meeting up with friends at a cafe. And I know this is in no way different from other countries, but the Vietnamese people definitely took it to another level. Okay, that's the end of the speaking test. Và vừa rồi chính là chuyên mục Exam Room của chúng mình. Bạn thấy bài thi của mình vừa rồi như thế nào? Hãy để lại cho mình một vài những đóng góp hay là những ý kiến trong phần comment ở phía bên dưới nhé. Và nếu các bạn thích những video như thế này thì hãy đừng quên like, share và subscribe cho kênh của The IELTS Workshop. Và trong năm 2022, hãy cùng với The IELTS Workshop nhẹ nhàng cán đích IELTS nhé. Again, mình là Công Minh, một giáo viên đến từ The IELTS Workshop và mình sẽ gặp các bạn sau. See ya!